When the captain of the Roman military unit handling the executions saw what had happened, he was struck with awe and cried out, "Surely this was God's Son." This is the personal witness account of John, Jesus' disciple. Early Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary the Magdalene came to the tomb and found that the stone was rolled aside from the entrance. She ran, found Simon Peter and me, and cried, "They have taken the Lord's body out of the tomb, and I don't know where they've put him." We ran to the tomb to see. I outran Peter and got there first, and stooped and looked in and saw the linen cloth lying there, but I didn't go in. Then Simon Peter arrived. He went on inside. He also noticed the cloth lying there, while the bandage that had covered Jesus' head was rolled up in a bundle and was lying at the side. Then I went in too. As I stood there, trying to grasp what I was witnessing, I was suddenly overwhelmed with certainty that Jesus had risen from the dead. Until this moment, none of us had truly understood how the scriptures had clearly foretold all of these events, including his death upon the cross and the promise that he would come to life again. So we ran home to start telling the others. In the meantime, Mary had returned to the tomb, was standing outside crying. And she glanced over her shoulder and she saw someone standing behind her. She assumed it was the gardener. "Why are you crying?" he asked her. "Who are you looking for?" "Sir," she replied, "if you have taken him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will go and find him and tend to his body." And then he called her name, Mary. Immediately she turned towards him, looked at him intensely for just a moment, and then, for absolute certainty, she knew his voice. "Master, Rabboni," she exclaimed and ran towards him. "Do not hold on to me, Mary," Jesus cautioned, "for I haven't yet ascended to the Father. But go, find my brothers and tell them that I will ascend to my Father and your Father, my God and your God." Mary Magdalene turned and ran to find the disciples.